Morning, Jacob.
Morning.
How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Hi, Mackenzie. Have you guys ever heard of the extension One Tab?
No.
Um, it's an extension that you guys can put on your Chromebook, and then it takes all your tabs from the top and puts them in like one location so that when you want to access something, you can just go and get it instead of having to look through all your tabs at the top.
Hmm.
I can see I just blew your mind. Oh, God, you're killing me. I find it useful. Should give it, just take a peek at it. Good morning, Justin. Hi, Brianna. How are you guys this morning?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Um, did you guys see that at the bottom by the video camera, there's a raise your hand function now?
Oh yeah, we were messing with it in first hour.
It's kind of cool. I mean, you click on it and it actually will go right next to your name and raise your hand. It's funny. I like it though. Yeah, see, Jacob's got a question already. What's your question, Jacob? Are you just messing around? You have done mic. I can't
I
unmic
don't
you.
I don't think I pressed it though.
Yeah, I can see it.
That was me.
Oh, then okay, so that's weird because your hand is right next to Jacob's mic, so it looks like it's him, but it's you. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can
Huh.
like raise it and then you can lower it and you can press it multiple times.
Don't you love all this new stuff? It's so much fun. Hi, Jaden. Wow. Oh, now he's gone. For 1 second, I got to see him. All right, and now he's gone. Bummer. All right, I'm just gonna wait 1 more minute and then I'm gonna head on to what we're gonna do. Hi, Dakota. I didn't see you sneak in on me there. Caitlin, you either. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. Okay, well, let's get going. We're gonna start the warm up. It's gonna be due today, so just make sure when you turn it in, you have a complete sentence that has part of the question in its answer, and you have caps and ends, and that way you get your 8 points every single time. And if you turn it in right after you do it, then that's one thing that you don't have to worry about this weekend. So, all right. So let me present my screen to you and we will get started. I'm going to turn off my camera only because it's faster. All right. So here is your warm up for the day. Let me present it. So there we go. Should have 4 entries, and the last one is what is holistic medicine? So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Start that, and then maybe in the 2 minutes, if you get it done early, just make sure everything is as it should be, and then turn it in. Then you don't have to worry about it. Done. 35 seconds. Ten seconds. Try to get those in and accounted for. Okay, so basically what's up and coming. So today it's going to be primarily a work day where I'm going to assign the backtrack through the chapter. And I'm going to let you work on it for 20-25 minutes, and then we're going to go over it. And after we go over it, then I will put on the Google Classroom, the demo page, which is on crust. So last year, every class except for the parenting class did pies. So each person in the class did an individual pie that they took home and shared with their family on Thanksgiving. So I have done the demo on pie crust that you guys will watch and do your demo page on, but I'm hoping that you will take it one step further and provide something for your Thanksgiving, and hopefully it's a pie. So it's a pretty simple recipe because crust is basically butter and flour and water. That's it. That's how you make it. And then you can add whatever filling you want. The recipe that I gave you is for basically 2 pies, unless you use the other part of the crust for the top, okay? Because some pies need tops and some don't. So if you like went to the store, let's say, and you wanted to make a pumpkin pie, you could buy the pumpkin filling, and then usually you have to buy eggs and cream and spices to add to that. So just be aware that you read the can before you leave the store, because you might need some more stuff. But I'm hoping that you will do some form of a contribution at your Thanksgiving, and hopefully it's a pie. That's my goal. All right, so let me get that on there for you, the backtrack through the chapter, so that you can start that. That'll be due the day of the test. And just some reminders about that. On Tuesday, you guys will come in for the test, and your cameras need to be turned on before I open the test. If your camera is not on, then I will kick you out of the meet, and you will have to make up the time during office hours. So, oh, no. This is Tuesday. Tuesday, yep. Sorry. Tuesday. And so anyway, you'll come in Tuesday, cameras will be on, and then you can take the test, and then you can go, okay? The backtrack through the chapter will be due at that time. Any notes are fair game except for Google, okay? That's why I like your cameras on, so I can kind of watch your eye movements and see what you're doing. But after the test on Tuesday, you're free to go. And since we don't have a class on Thursday, that'll be our last class for the week. Also remember that before the test, all work for that unit on wellness needs to be turned in. Otherwise, it will not be scored, okay? So kind of be looking at Power School for nutrition. Just make sure that everything is in and you're set to go. But if you're missing a couple things and you don't get them turned in before the test, I will not score them, okay? And I'm using like little emojis for the assignments, so I'll put little locks on the assignments that you can no longer access. You can access them, but I won't be grading them, so that's what the little lock will indicate, okay? So if you looked on Google Classroom, it should be right there, backtrack through the wellness chapter. I've also put Quizlet on the live stream in Google Classroom. So I would say if you looked over those definitions like a couple times each day until the test, I think you would score very well, in my opinion. And if you've been to class each and every time, I think you'll be fine too. I'm not worried about anyone that does those 2 things. You should be set to go for the test. So just, quick little recaps on what the expectation is. I'm going to give you until 10:20 thereabouts to work on the backtrack. and then I will go over the answers, and then I'm going to assign the demo page. Okay, and then I'll put that on Google Classroom as well. So any questions before I give you this time to work? You can raise your hand. Ha ha ha. Anybody have a question? Okay, so hopefully everyone joined and was able to hear all the question.
Yeah, so is it like definitions the test is, or is it going to be like
Well,
written
it's multiple choice, true and false. So it's a lot of it is things we've talked about. Like for example, Dakota, like one is about the environment, and you have to know the 3 things that make up the environment. And so you would have to know, you know, like water, air, food. So that would be like in a multiple choice or a true and false type of deal. But a lot of the definitions or terms can be turned into a form of a question, multiple choice or true and false, if that makes any sense.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Brianna, did you have a question?
Yeah. How many questions are on the test?
I don't remember. I want to say, oh, I'll just look. How about that?
Okay.
Give me 1 second to just peek at that. I want to say between 35 and 40, but don't quote me because I can't remember exactly the number. 40. There are 40 questions. Yep. So
Okay.
let me see if I can give Dakota an example. I'll use one of the questions from the test. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to find one that will fit in that category. So the true and false, a lot of them are the terms. So just be knowledgeable about that. Let me look at some of the multiple choice questions here. Oops. So like this one says, what is opposite to the premature death? What would you say to me? What is the opposite of premature death? What'd you say? Yeah. So that would be an example of like how, I mean, if you know what those terms are and how we discussed it, you should know that answer, right?
All right, thank you.
And you can use, I mean, some of it's, I mean, we did the terms, but that's more than just a definition and a term. It's applying that to a specific example type of deal. Okay. So, but I, you know, like I said, there's a large portion of the terms on the test and applying those terms. So if you know them, you should be able to apply them. All right. So 40 questions on the test. That was one of the questions I was trying to answer. And your test is Tuesday. I won't see you Thursday. Our next unit has to do with why we eat what we eat, who influences what we eat, like traditions, where we live in the United States, that kind of thing. Okay. So that's kind of where we're leading next. All right, so I'm going to give you till 10:20, and then we're going to go over the answers to the backtrack. And then, you know, hopefully you'll be done and you can turn it in. And if not, there'll be a little more class time for you to be able to do that. And I'm going to assign the pie crust demo, and you can work on that too. So that is the goal. So I will mic back in about 10:20. And if you have any other questions, you can unmic, raise your hand, or put it in the chat. So. Okay, so let's go over the answers to the questions. I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm definitely going to do the first 10. So in order for this to work, you either have to participate, raise your hand, which is that new button there, or you can put it in the chat, or you can simply unmic and tell us. So the first question states, what are the 4 benefits people might notice when they begin taking steps to improve their health? What might they notice?
They might notice that they have more energy.
Excellent. Yes. Anybody else have another one? Thanks, Mackenzie. What else might you notice?
You could live longer.
Perfect. Okay, so you might feel good about yourself. You may look better. You're able to deal with stress a lot easier. Let's see what else. Your relationships will be better. So anything along those lines is good. Okay. Next question. What are the 3 major components of wellness? There's 3 of them. What are they? We talk about them every single day. What are the 3?
Social, physical, and mental health.
Excelente. Thank you, Jacob. What's holistic health or holistic medicine? What is that? That was your warm-up for today. What's that?
It's like an alternative medicine that's like not quite medicine, but it has like the same approach.
Okay.
That's
Somebody.
I don't know. That's what I got.
Okay. Let's see if somebody else can add to that. You're not. I just need a little more info. Brianna, did you have something?
Yeah, medicine that focuses on like your whole health, like mental,
Yes.
physical, and social.
Yes. Okay. So I think that's what Mackenzie was trying to say, and I understood, but I just needed those finer details about the whole aspect of the patient. Okay. Number 4. What is a risk factor? What did we talk about? Okay, so that's an example of one, but if you had to define it, Dakota, how would you define it?
Like something that could take you out of optimum health and shorten your life.
Okay, so what basically he's saying is that behaviors that people choose can influence whether they get a disease or not. So that's what a risk factor would be, and it was a good example that you gave as, as far as what a risk factor is, for an example. Okay, number 5, name 4 lifestyle choices that will affect a person's chance of getting a disease. And this is why we did Carl, so that you could apply what you learned there and answer some questions. So what were some of the lifestyle choices that he made that might lead him down the wrong path?
I mean, if you shoot up heroin and you share a needle, you could get a disease.
Okay, that's true.
And if you eat too much sugar, you get diabetes.
Okay, well, sugar is going to increase your calorie consumption, which will then cause diabetes, but sugar alone does not cause diabetes. What's another one? Think of some of the things we learned about Carl. Diet, sleep, physical activity. Jacob, were those the ones you were going to tell me?
I was gonna say drinking alcohol.
Okay, yep. Okay, so anything that affects how you are choosing to live, and it's a choice that you're making consciously, it could lead to disease depending on what it is. So all examples given were good contributors. Okay, number 6, lists 3 factors that decrease the quality of an environment. And this is we did the flashcard every day about environment, but what were those 3 things that can decrease the quality of an environment? Do you remember?
Emissions.
So air. So air is one of them. What's another one? Like when we were doing sanitation and
Chat.
what was that?
Oh, it's in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Air pollution, food, and water. Yes, sorry. I have been looking at that, but I just didn't like, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Number 7. What is one way patients sometimes interfere with their quality of healthcare? Do you remember us talking about that when we were doing the PowerPoint? And I gave you the,
Anti-vaxxers.
say that again?
Anti-vaxxers.
I'm trying, oh, are you,
They
did
mess
you
with the
say,
quality of healthcare.
what was it again?
Anti-vaxxers.
I was trying to figure out what you were saying to me. I was like, what? Okay, but what were some other the ones that we talked about in class? Do you remember those? And why people um the um the quality of healthcare, like what impacts that?
Because they don't go to the doctor.
Okay, good. They don't go. Well, there's another reason. Can you think of any others?
If you don't like take your medicine like you're supposed to, if they
Okay,
give
so
you
you don't,
something
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so you don't follow the recommendations of your healthcare provider. So yeah, so Jacob mentioned they don't go to checkups. Mackenzie mentioned that they don't always do what they're told to do. They don't share the right information with the doctor, so he can't or she can't kind of diagnose what's going on because there's just not enough information the patient is providing. Um, let's see, I was thinking there's, you don't go to the doctors when you have signs or symptoms. You kind of wait and wait and wait until, it really gets bad. So those are some that you could put in that blank. Number 8, what are 2 reasons people develop poor health habits? Why would someone develop poor health habits?
Influence from other people in their life.
Okay, yep. It would be one more for that one.
Like drinking or smoking when you're pregnant.
Why do they develop those habits though?
Genes.
Okay, genetics. Okay, so just some other ideas is that some people take good health for granted. Like they're let's say they're your age and they're fit and they can eat whatever they want and they don't gain weight and they still look really good, but then when they get older they kind of took that for granted and then things start piling up because they don't have organized sports anymore, so they're not working out all the time, they're eating whatever they want but they're not exercising or doing things like that. So that could be one. Some people do not notice that what their behavior is doing to them until it's too late. So they just don't recognize it. They fail to realize how addictive some habits can be, which is why you guys mentioned those other 2 things, which were good. And then number 10, list 3 main nutrition problems that are affecting the current state of wellness in the United States. So again, think back to Carl. What were some of the things that affected him that are considered types of wellness? Like what's the number 1 killer and why is it?
Heart disease.
Okay, so why is heart disease the number 1 killer? What things are affecting the current state of our health?
Unhealthy lifestyle choices.
Say that again?
Unhealthy lifestyle choices.
Oh yeah, right. So unhealthy lifestyle choices. Yep. And those would be, can you give me a couple examples? I'll just look at what Caitlin put in the chat. Poor eating habits, not exercising, not dealing with your stress as they appear. Let's see. Could be, you're influenced by a substance, could be an issue. I'm trying to think back to Carl. High fat, high cholesterol diet. So about 1/3 of the people in the United States eat an inadequate diet, and 1 out of 3 adults is overweight. So, you just want to be careful and cautious because that's a pretty high statistic there. Okay, so I'm not gonna go over any more because the other ones are more about explaining and doing things like that. So make sure you get through the 1 through 20 and get that turned in on the day of the test. So get all your points. But remember, like I said before, at the test, when that test is over, I won't accept any more late work. So FYI. All right. So now I want to give you guys the demo page. And like I was telling you, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. It's a pie and a pie crust. The only thing I made one mistake because I get going and I forget to do something is like when you make a pie crust and you put it in the pie plate, once you put it in there, you need to prick it with a fork, like all the way around. Otherwise, air gets underneath the crust and blows kind of bubbles up. I'm sure you've seen that in like a pizza crust or something like that. So you put fork marks all over the pie crust before you put it in the oven, and then it prevents that from happening. So that was one thing I forgot to do when I put it in there. I did pull it out and do that, but the camera, I had already turned it off. So I was like, shoot. All right, so here it comes. It's called Demo Pie Crust Thanksgiving. I have you here till 10:45, so I would like you to work on that and get it into me. And if you have questions or comments, you can raise them because I'm going to be right here available for you. So let's have you work on that. And Justin, you have a question for me? Okay, maybe not. Okay. All right. So any questions for the good of the order right now, or are we good to go? Okay, good to go. All right, so I'll check in at 10:40, see how things are going, and then just put a couple more reminders in your mind before you leave, and then we'll be out. So
Someone has their hand raised.
who? Oh, Caitlin. Sorry. You guys are awesome. Yes, or is it? Yeah, is it Caitlin Wood or Caitlin Lamb? I think it's Wood. Go ahead.
It's wood.
Okay. What's your question for me? She doesn't have a question? Okay. All right. Well, Caitlin, if you do have a question, you can either see me at the end of the block or you can put it in the chat or you can unmic, but that's totally up to you. Okay. Okay, does anybody have any questions or anything? For the good of the order, you know that your test is Tuesday, that on the stream are the flashcards that I would study personally. When the review page is due, anything good to go. All right, it's 10:45. Time flew today, and we'll just see you Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye, Jacob. Hi, Will.
See ya.
Bye.